All right, we're back with one more. Not one more, but like just another video. For me, it's one more. For y'all, I don't know where y'all will be at when this video is happening. Anywho's, okay, so we're gonna pretty much start this battle off in canon, right? So Deku doesn't have a quirk. He's trash. Bakugo bullies him like all in normal, right? But one day, Deku was walking down the street or whatever, and get away from the notebook. He's walking down the street and he sees a dude carrying a gun, and he's like, wait, are we allowed to even carry those? Nobody uses guns because, like, why would you use guns when majority of people have powers? So he asks the man, like, are you a hero? And this man's like a low tier hero. I'm not even gonna say that. He has his license, like he's able to use, but the license he has is like a permit to carry his gun. And so this pretty much will be like a training arc almost, because where we're at with this story is like Deku's like somewhere in, let's see, we'll say somewhere in middle school, right? And he's still pretty much similar to the Deku in canon because like there's no reason for it to change just yet. And so he starts learning how to use guns early on, though. This dude's taking him out, teaching him how to shoot, how to, like, you know, get really good with weapons. And, like, he somehow developed this weird connection with weapons to where, like, he's almost able to curve the bullet, right? So, like, he's able to shoot it and then, like, flick it or, like, do some weird thing. And he's able to move it. And he takes time out and he actually makes his own bullets. He makes rubber bullets, though, since he plans to be a hero and he doesn't want to kill his opponent. He does use real bullets time from time. And, like, he's really good with pistols, though. His mentor is good with other weapons and stuff, but, like, Deku, he just has this soft spot for pistols. So with this and stuff, like, as time goes on, he's just practicing. He learns stuff about his guns and stuff. His mom's bugging out about this, right? She's like, honey, do you think you want to, like, she was trying to get this man to play like with other stuff, like not weapons and not do other things and that type of stuff. But he's like, nah, I'm good. I might not have a quirk, but I can at least do this. But the dude with the, let's see, what was his name? I'll just call the man Deadshot. So Deadshot's like, all right, listen, you might be good with guns, but you also need to be good with hand-to-hand combat. Meet me out on this beach. So they go on the beach. He's lifting stuff. He's around the same point that Deku was at the end of not junior high. He's pretty much at that point now, but he also knows how to use guns. And he's fairly proficient with like basic martial arts. Not, I won't say basic, like mid tier. Like he's dummy good with hand to hand. And mid tier for where we're at right now is pretty high, due to the fact that most people just use their quirks and no one uses guns. So that's gonna catch a lot of opponents off guard. And he's quick with the draw too. Like he's able to draw it out so fast and shoot like 5 bullets and put his gun back and reload it. So like he's pretty strong. So then we'll probably fast forward to the point where he gets enough training. His mentor or whatever's gotta go. Deadshot's gotta dip. He's gotta dip because he's gotta go travel the world and he's gotta go take care of some business. And he's like, go kill him at the entrance exam. So this Deku, I'm not gonna say he's like dumb, but I just say he doesn't practice studying as much. But I'll counteract that, right, with the fact that he looks up, like he learns how to make gunpowder, he learns how to make non-lethal bullets. He knows how, like, a lot about bullets. He knows a lot about guns, and so he's just like, all right, he knows how to train and stuff. Bakugo's still Bakugo, but he noticed something's different about him. He tries to mess with him, but like when Bakugo tries to bully him or something, or like tries to grab his notebook, instead of just being like, no, don't do it, he pulls out one of his guns and like points at this man's dome piece and like, put the book down, Bakugo. And like he's like no, he would say Kachan, but put the book down. Click. You're not really gonna use the gun. He doesn't kill him or anything like that. These are rubber bullets, right? And now most people would be like, wait, can he do that? Can he? I would say I'll justify by saying they gave him like some special license for it. And I also would say it's a lot easier for him to do that because no one uses guns nearly as much, so there's not really much of a restraint. Plus, Deadshot, he has some pull with the polices and like, the people that deal with gun license and all this stuff. So he was able to get a pass on it. As long as he doesn't like, hurt nobody. And it's really just for protection because he had like justification, like he was getting bullied and all that type of stuff. So it's for protection and keeping people at bay. But as long as he only used non-lethal bullets, that will change later on when he's in like the sports festival and when he's fighting the robot and stuff. So after that happened, Bakugo just like leaves and he's all upset. Kicks the bottle. The sludge villain. The sludge villain. Hold up. He meets All Might, sees the sludge villain, but the difference is he's able to pull out his gun and he's trying to like shoot the man, but like the rubber bullets aren't cutting it. So he's about to get captured or whatever, but he's like able to like, he has agility similar to like Stain and stuff because he's able to like jump around a bit. Not like to Stain's level per se, but he's able to move around to keep the sludge villain at bay until All Might comes. He asks All Might, am I able to become a hero? He says, maybe. But instead of saying no or anything, he's like, maybe. You got like you had like a decent handle on a gun quirk. And he's like, oh, that isn't a quirk. It's actually just hard work and practice. Or he says something to that effect. All Might scoffs at this like, really now? What was your name again? Izuku Midoriya. He's like, young Midoriya. That's nice to hear, saying all this stuff. You actually may have a very fine, firm chance of doing it. You'd have to keep training and stuff, but I wish you the best of luck. But he sees All Might's form and all that good jazz. Later on, he's walking, sludge villain attack, right? Now, this difference in canon is he's running, but when he tries to help, he grabs rocks and stuff, and he remembered something. When he shot the sludge villain, the villain was like hot, because he thought the bullets were hot. And I'll just say he put Sunin together. So if something's hot and it shoots this man, excellent. So Deku pulls out. I'm gonna say it's a shotgun, but I'm also gonna say this man has like a kit with him almost at all times, so he's able to reassemble and assemble guns at will. And he makes like a makeshift shotgun. It's not like super high tech or anything just yet, but he's able to make a shotgun or like just like I'll say 2-barrel maybe. And he has a good amount of bullets with it, right? But these bullets aren't normal bullets. You know how smart Deku is in canon and stuff, right? You know how he knows a lot of stuff and he studies a lot of stuff. Remember how I was telling you how he looks up and tries to figure out all types of bullets, right? In this given context, he would be justified, right? So what he does is he runs at the villain, he grabs some like wood, basically uses it as a skateboard, gets up close to the villain, hits where Bakugo isn't, and shoots. And what ended up happening is these bullets are specially made flame bullets. But they're not like super fire like Todoroki or anything like that. It's just like on impact, one hits with a substance, it combusts. And this makes the sludge villain like cower and like gets off of Bakugo. He gets Bakugo out of the way, reloads his weapon, and then he uses he tells like he gets like, how do I word this? You know how Bakugo sweats nitroglycerin, right? He like gets some of that onto the gun and he like shoots the gun and throw it. So it basically makes a really big explosion to sum it up. And this hurts the sludge villain maliciously. And the sludge villain basically, as he gets hit, he gets smaller and smaller. Deku pulls out a good reliable cup he was just saving for such an occasion. He actually contains, he had the flame bullets in this little container, but it's like all in his backpack. He didn't need to throw his backpack because he actually had options. He grabs the container and like capture the villain. And he's like, all right, guys, get him. And then they basically capture him. All Might comes out to cut. He's like, all right, you did good. Praise him. Even I couldn't make it in time. Or he says something to save face, but he's like, you've done good, my boy. Because people are trying to scold him like, why would you do that? You're stupid, blah, blah, blah. You could have been killed. But he barks back because with Deadshot's training, nah, you can't be a cupcake and live. So he barks back like, I didn't see none of y'all doing anything. Y'all were just sitting there Kool-Aiding like, oh man, I hope we can do something. Man was dying. You could see it in his eyes. And then the dude that was trying to say, hey man, you can be a sidekick. Hey, so you're gonna offer the dude that was helpless a sidekick position, but the dude that saved him, I get ridiculed. Interesting. Then everyone's like, what quirk? What quirk is that? And All Might's like, yo, it isn't no quirk. It's hard work and dedication. Basically, he's like, push-ups, sit-up, ton of juice. Somebody put down in the comments if you get that reference. But after that happens, All Might's like, yeah. Listen, Chief, I'm gonna need you to eat a piece of this hair. Give you my powers. Deku hops at this opportunity. There is no hesitation, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. He takes it. He grabs it. He's like, He doesn't need to do any special training per se. He just needs to get used to it. But somehow with this All for One, it's kind of similar to how he has a connection with guns. He shoots one of his bullets, and he somehow is able to like have a connection with the bullet as he shoots it. So instead of just focusing one for all on his body, he focuses on his gun too, so it increases the durability of his gun. He's kind of like Aaron Black with the way he uses his weapon, because he uses hand-to-hand and his guns, so he's able to shoot the gun and control it. Not yet, at least not to like where he's just able to like easily control it, but like he's able to control it just enough, so he's almost practically like a one-shot kill person. Like, he's able to do it. It goes like this, right? Pistols, those are his niche. It's for sure easy, no problem. Then with shotguns, it's a little more difficult, but still manageable. With assault rifles, it takes a little more concentration, but he's still able to manage it. And then with snipers, that takes absolute concentration, but if he hits, it'll be a devastating snipe, okay? That pretty much sums up like all his capabilities as of right now. And with All for One, his physical physique and all that, he's gonna be a pretty formidable opponent. There we go. Now we would go straight into the entrance exam, and this would play 100 times differently. He only really needed to really make sure he had guns and like weapons that were lethal enough to kill robots. So like electric bullets, flame bullets, that type of stuff. He also was able to potentially make a nitroglycerin bullet, but he's still working on that. He needs a little more samples from Bakugo. So the entrance exam starts, right? And by the way, the main thing that makes this dude so awesome is he's able to assimilate guns as he's battling. Not necessarily like if he's fighting someone, but like if he gets just a few seconds, he's able to assimilate a gun. That was one of the things he was working on. He was working on speed and quickness, because if he messes up with his guns, it's gonna jam and he will die. That's something his mentor kind of drilled into him. And he goes in, they're fighting or whatever. The robots are going, everything's going crazy. He does pass the test fairly easy because it was child's play. Then he would say some really like dumb remark about guns, like try to put gunpowder with this. That's an explosion, or something dumb to that effect. The robots are coming. So instead of how he was in canon, he goes around with 2 submachine guns, but they have like lightning bullets, right? Not lightning bullet, but I say electricity bullet, non-lethal to humans, just so no one complains about it. He made them himself. He got it registered. It's all good. So he's going around just kind of like running off robots, shooting, just going around getting mad points. Bakugo's looking at this, and he's moving at incredible speeds due to One for All. So he's doing all of this. He didn't trip, so Uraraka doesn't know him yet. He's getting a good amount of points. Then the 0-pointer comes out of the cut. Just look at me, ugly, just raw, I'm here. Deku's like, I've been saving a special bullet for someone like you. He runs away from the robot, sees Uraraka, and says, hold on tight. I'm coming to help you. So what he does is he lays down, he pulls out his backpack, and like as he pulls it out, all the stuff that he needs perfectly falls out in place. And in like an instant, he's like putting all these pieces together, but he's moving incredibly fast. It actually was technically a lot faster due to him having One for All and him able to move so fast. So he's putting his guns together, he's putting everything together, polish off the scope and everything, and it's all happening so fast. He lines up. He only has 1 bullet. He's like, if he misses his bullet, he's screwed, right? He puts the bullet in. He cocks it back. He gets, basically, he's all the way on his stomach. He's completely prone. He takes the sight. He looks at the robot. It's a specially like designed AR piercer bullet. It has a blend of other attributes, but like the main thing is it's a really strong bullet, keeping it nice and simplistic, right? So he's like, all right. He looks up at the robot, takes aim. He breathes. It's almost as time itself is slowed down, because when he does this, he absolutes focus. So he breathes. Everything slows down. People that are running by him, he sees, Ida sees him on the ground. Everything slowed down. And then no sound at all. And then you hear a big crackle, a big boom, a big bang. And then all you see is this rifle just sending out a thunderous shot straight to the robot's dome piece. And it basically just, you know how Deku destroyed the robotic cannon? It's kind of like that, but instead of that, with a sniper shot, okay? So that was just like, everyone was like, what? And the reason the bullet was even more stronger than just a normal regular snipe is because he somehow figured out how to put one for all into the gun and then onto the bullet, and he made sure the bullet hit critical. And then when the bullet hit, it blew up, and it was a really very compact like explosion. And right after that, he was able to disassemblate his gun, put it all back in his bag, put his bag on, strap it, and then run for dear life, because he had to go get what's her face. But he's able to run pretty fast because he had to do a lot of running training. He had to do a lot of specialized training because Deadshot's like a bounty hunter, and he needed to learn how to move out of fast situations really quickly. You snipe, you go. You don't stay in the same spot for too long. He's running, he grabs Uraraka, and he's off. He pretty much saves her from getting hit by any debris or whatever. And he's like, wait, do you have a floating cork? She's like, yeah, but I don't know. Use it now. So they fly up, and all the debris and stuff that happened goes away. And I'm like, all right, how do we land? She's like, yeah, about that. I really don't know how to land just yet. It's kind of hard. He's like, all right, don't worry about it. Pulls out a specially designed gun for said situation. He's kind of like Batman with the way he uses his guns. Or no. More like Green Arrow in the comics. He's just kind of got a bullet for everything, almost. He's like, all right, I only got one use in this. Drop us. She's like, are you sure? I said drop us, woman. And so she drops them. They're falling at incredible speeds. Everyone's like stuff. Just, dude took down a robot. He's up this high. What's going to happen? Everyone's holding their breath. Practically, Bakugo is losing his mind in this moment, right? And then, pow. A big parachute pops out. And he's like, it's working. And then they're falling. And then he's like, they hit the ground just in the nick of time. Just, cush. But it was like a rough landing. It was just kind of like, go. It wasn't like a smooth, clean, nice landing. It was a little rough, all right? So that's pretty much where that entry exam would end. And then I'll probably start the next part where we're going over, the fight. Him and Bakugo. They do the little quirk assessment, all that good jazz. But if you made it this far, go ahead and put down in the comments, okay? Oh, my balance. Oh, my legs. Go ahead and put down in the comments, right? Let's see. Ooh. Put 25. Let's give you a chance. I don't know if I'm going to do it for 300 or 400, maybe 500, because like the sub count is increasing pretty rapidly. So, but yeah, do check the Discord. Safe place. Talk about whatever you want. Talk about anime. Throw some what ifs down there. If y'all start doing, all right, if y'all go to the Discord, y'all can also do this in the comments too. But if y'all go to the Discord or whatever, and one person suggests a what if, somebody adds on to that what if, and someone else adds on to that what if, I come back and I see this. When I'm thinking of video ideas, I'll see that and just be like, all right then. We got an idea here, boys and gents. So that's pretty much it. I will now wait and say nothing until I hit that 20 mark because I'm almost there. And if you made it this far, black people. That's the comment.